What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we had a game against the Portland Trailblazers to discuss, and all things considered, with a good second half performance from the Chicago Bulls and the Portland Trailblazers dropping off towards the very end of the game. The Chicago Bulls surged and ended up picking up a pretty big win at home. Portland and the Bulls are usually always good, entertaining games. Again, I've always expressed how Damian Lillard is one of my favorite players in the NBA. I enjoyed watching his game today, but most importantly, as I'll always say, as a Bulls fan, I will always enjoy the Bulls winning a game just a little bit more, and that's exactly how I felt today. Very, very good performance by the Chicago Bulls. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls overall performance today. Who was your player of the game? Your thoughts and opinions on, I guess, how the game was played. We won this game 129 to 121, and what I can say about this Bulls performance and Portland's performance as well is that this was just an offensive-minded game. There was not a lot of great defense played in this game from either side, in all honesty, but offense shined through, and I think the Bulls offensively had a little bit more people involved, and of course we walked away with a pretty convincing win by the end of the game. But it was a very close game throughout the whole time. In all honesty, Portland, I really thought we're going to win this game by the second and third quarters, because we usually are a team that likes to give up a lot. We usually are a team that doesn't necessarily always fight back when the intensity is up. But thankfully, I guess the back-to-back for Portland has something to do with this as well. Portland in the second half dropped off. A lot of their shots that was making in the first half, they were not making in the second half. I think they were relying too much on Damian Lillard in the second half as well. And I just think the Bulls capitalized on that. I think they ran out in transition a lot better. I think by the fourth quarter, everybody was getting involved, which was a huge bonus. And I'm very, very happy with the result of this game. A game against the Portland Trailblazers, I feel like you have to win the home game. Again, when we're over at Portland, that might be a different story, because Portland is still a great team, and if there's no back-to-back scenarios, there could be a much bigger debate here about whether or not we win this game. But nevertheless, it's the NBA. Can't feel sorry for anybody, can't feel bad for anybody. You got to take these wins in your stride, and the Bulls took this win in their stride, and they won this game at home, which is absolutely what they needed to do. But yeah, very, very happy with the Bulls offensively. I think defensively, look, to be honest, with Damian Lillard, he's one of the hardest players to guard in the NBA. I think you can talk to anybody and they'll all tell you that. He's definitely one of the toughest covers in the NBA, especially in this recent time. He had, what was it, 26 points in the first half? Maybe even more than that. So again, a phenomenal player in Damian Lillard, and he definitely kept this Portland Trailblazers team in the game and ahead for that first half. But thankfully, he did cool down a little bit, and the Bulls heated up a little bit, which is exactly what we needed to do. Our three-point shooting was much better today. I think even our transition game was solid. Our points in the paint was probably very good as well. And it was a very good contribution from most of the players on this team. So I can't complain much about the performance today offensively. But again, defensively, again, there were a couple of double teams, maybe a couple of pick and roll defense was I thought a big issue. I think there was too many times we saw guards driving down the lane with little to no pressure on them to think twice about going for a layup. I felt like they got a lot of easy layups in this game. I'll say that as a negative for sure. Too many pick and roll defensive coverages failed. Too many points in the paint given, in my opinion, by guards, which is something we didn't want to see. And another thing as well, Portland played very small in this game. They didn't really have much of a choice. They don't have the big, massive centers that, of course, the Bulls have in this game, but in general, because Nurkic is actually out for them. So they had to play smaller. Their center was smaller than Vucevic, and obviously their small ball lineup as well with Andre Drummond in the team was a lot smaller. So again, I think we just did a lot of great things well. I think we capitalized on opportunities. I think we did a lot of very, very good things offensively. So I'll give credit to the team, the coaching staff, for this performance today. And with that in mind, let's look more in detail about the individual performances, and let's start off with the usual DeMar DeRozan. He had a 27 point, 7 rebound and 7 assist performance with 1 steal and 1 block, 10 from 16 from the field, and 1 from 1 from the 3-point line. 62% in total for DeMar DeRozan in terms of his field goal, and another great night for DeMar. Again, this is a very standard night for DeMar. The 26 points per game, the 7 assists per game. He's been doing this all season, really, and it's no secret that he's an all-star for a reason. He's our only all-star for the Chicago Bulls, and again, congratulations to him, and that is an all-star level performance by him. And of course, without his performance in the fourth quarter, his ability to make those shots, we might not win this game. So he played a very big part in it. Patrick Williams, 6 points and 7 rebounds with 1 steal and 1 block. 3 from 9 from the field, 0 from 2 from the 3-point line. A couple of things came to mind with Patrick Williams. Obviously, again, it's very nice to see him rebounding well. With Patrick Williams, the best thing I saw in this game was even when he got blocked, he got his own rebound and put it back up. That was a very nice play from Patrick Williams. He also got a dunk, I believe, as well. Alley-oop dunk. So there were some highlight plays in there for Pat, but clearly not as involved as we've seen him over the last, I would say, month, really, for the most part. So I think he needs to pick up his production a little bit. I think the Bulls need to get him more involved. He was minus 11 on the night as well. One of the only players on this team with a minus, I guess a plus minus. Not necessarily, but again, you know what I mean. He had the biggest plus minus on the team in terms of the minus side. So, yeah, I'd say this is not a great night for Pat, in all honesty. But again, I've seen him play worse than this, to be honest. And we got the job done in the end. Nikola Vucevic, 23 points, 11 rebounds and 4 assists, 10 from 17 from the field, 0 from 4 from the 3-point line. What I will say about Nikola Vucevic is that I know a lot of his points, again, pretty much all of his points came from the mid-range and in the paint. He did not make a 3 in this game, but I still felt like he had a lot of missed opportunities in this game. I could have easily seen him, I guess, have a 30-point night here if the Bulls used him a little bit more. Even if Vucevic was more aggressive, there were a couple of easy opportunities in the paint that he passed up to get other players involved. And that's the selflessness that Vucevic has. But sometimes it is okay, especially in a small ball lineup, to go and get yours a little bit. And by no means am I saying he had a bad game. He had a very, very good game, in all honesty. But it's crazy to me how many opportunities we could have seen Vucevic capitalize on in this game, and he still had 17 shots on the night. So it's a great game from Nikola Vucevic. Zach LaVine, 36 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 11 from 18 from the field, 5 from 10 from the 3-point line, and clear as day, Zach LaVine was amazing today. Fantastic. The only negative I had was that he got into foul trouble extremely early. And if you didn't see Zach LaVine get into foul trouble, you might have seen him have a 40 to 45 point performance, because there were a lot of times in this game where we had to manage the minutes a little bit, take him out of the game for a little bit, bring him back in different times. And I think Billy Donovan did a great job in that, because by the end of it, he played 37 minutes. But we could have definitely seen more, and that's the craziest thing about Zach LaVine's performance. But he was everywhere today, man. He was absolutely superb, and well-deserved performance by Zach. That's definitely an all-star performance by Zach LaVine. Unfortunately, he's just not an all-star this season. Ayo Dosunmu, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal and 1 block, 5 from 8 from the field, 3 from 4 from the 3-point line. Can I just say, I'm extremely proud of Ayo Dosunmu in the last 2 games. In my last game reaction, I talked about Ayo and how I don't want to see a drop-off from Ayo, because the thing about Ayo is, I understand for some he's not used correctly, and I get that. And I still believe he could be a very good point guard in terms of the pick and roll, in terms of being aggressive. But with Ayo, it's very similar to Pat in many ways. It's about being aggressive and attacking the basket for Ayo, not just settling for 3-point shots and wide open shots. Sometimes you have to go and get your own as well. And in the last game, I said I don't want Ayo to fall back into what he was previously, where he was just struggling and he was only taking, I guess, off-ball shots, and he wasn't really getting his own or playing aggressive in some ways. And in this game, that's definitely not what we saw. Yes, he made 3 out of 4 threes, and there were wide open threes that was caused by other players giving him the ball. But how many times did you see him attack the basket today as well? And yes, he got blocked on some of them, but at the end of the day, he still had a great performance, and I'll take that. I'll take aggressiveness every day of the week for Ayo. So that's what I want to see in the future, and I think he did an okay job in that way today. Kobe White, 10 points and 3 assists with 4 from 5 from the field, 2 from 3 from the 3-point line. Another good night from Kobe White. What I will say about Kobe White, he had the unfortunate task of guarding Damian Lillard most of the night, I would say. Look, I think at the end of the day, there were a couple of moments where he struggled again, giving up a foul from the three-point line. That wasn't necessarily very good. At points, you had to see double teams and blitzes to get the ball out of Damian Lillard's hands, which worked out very, very well. I think we had the game plan towards the end of the second half, and we kept Dame quiet for the most part. I wouldn't necessarily say completely quiet, but we kept him fairly quiet in the second half of that game. I give credit to Kobe White for that, as well as the whole team. It's a whole team game to guard Damian Lillard. It really is as simple as that. But on the offensive side, Kobe White did his thing, only missed one shot today, only took 5 shots as well, so you'd like to see those shots, I guess, go a little bit further up for Kobe, but very, very good night for him, if I do say so myself. Andre Drummond, in 13 minutes of action, 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist, 3 from 4 from the field. Again, what made me happy with Drummond is more what he did on the defensive side today than the offensive side. Yes, 7 and 5 in 13 minutes, good stuff by Andre Drummond. But it's mainly on the defensive end because I feel like Andre Drummond can play in a small ball system a little bit. On the defensive end at least. Offensively, he's going to be what he is. You can't really change a player's offensive, I guess, ways, especially from the center position like Andre Drummond. He's been that way his whole career. But on the defensive end, he moves really, really quickly for a center. He's able to get off his feet a little bit, be very, very athletic. He can run the floor. He's good at steals, and he gets his own rebounds and stuff like that. In my opinion, in terms of a small ball lineup, I don't think Andre Drummond impacts how we can play using a small ball lineup outside of not being able to shoot the three, because I think that's obviously big. But again, another game where he's played, and I think another game when he's done extremely well for the Bulls. So, look, if this is a way to get his trade value up, then fair enough. He might be gone very, very soon. But if this is what I think it is, and it's Billy Donovan finally changing his ways and trying to switch something up because we need something switched up, well, we've won 2 out of 2 with Andre Drummond in the lineup playing a lot of minutes. So, I'd like to see it continue. That's all I really have got to say about that. If we want to keep Andre Drummond, and I want to keep Andre Drummond, but I've been saying it for a while, if we're not going to play him, you're better off trading him because he won't accept that player option. He won't accept not being played all season just because he likes Chicago in many ways. He said he likes it here, he won't request the trade, but by the time the player option comes, if you're not playing him, he won't accept it. So, again, I just think if this is going to be the start of you playing him more consistently, then I really hope that's going to be the case. We'll wait and see what ends up happening with that situation. But yeah, very, very good night from Andre Drummond. We saw a little bit of Goran Dragic in this game, 5 points and 7 assists with 1 steal on the night. Very, very good game from Goran Dragic in my opinion. Again, he's played a little bit more today than I recollect when he usually plays, and he made a big difference in this game. So great job for Goran Dragic. 7 assists in 11 minutes is a very good sight to see. We saw Derek Jones. He got 2 points and 1 rebound. He only played 16 minutes today. Not the best from Derek Jones, I would say, today. But again, I still want to keep on persisting on seeing Derek Jones play as the power forward with Andre Drummond as the center. I will 100% believe in my heart that more times than not, it will be effective for both players in this timeout. And last but not least, we saw some Dalen Terry action. 4 minutes today from Dalen Terry, which is a big bonus considering what he usually gets. He only had 1 rebound in this game. He played some okay defense as well through that time. What I'll say about Dalen Terry is, look, a lot of people will complain, oh man, he only got 4 minutes. What is he supposed to do in 4 minutes? I've been asking for Dalen Terry to at least get 5 minutes in the game, because how are you going to see if a guy like Dalen Terry is ready to play at the NBA level if you never ever see it? He played 4 minutes in a meaningful time for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, because of foul trouble. Yes, because Alex Caruso is injured. I get it. I understand all of that. But I think this is a very important 4 minutes for Dalen Terry. It gets him a chance to play at the NBA level on a consistent level, at least a little bit on a consistent level. This is much better than 30 seconds of garbage time where you can get 2 points against other players in the NBA that are not necessarily at the highest level either, because it's garbage time. At least in this game, you got to see a little bit of what Dalen Terry can do. He's a little bit of an energy guy. He will play some solid defense for you. And again, I'm very, very happy to see that. So I'd like to see more of it, but I'm not going to ask for too much because I know how this Bulls team is. Looking at the must improve, I'll probably pick Derrick Jones Jr. for 16 minutes and only 2 points and 1 rebound. Didn't make a shot today either. Only took 1 shot for Derrick Jones, so that's where I would go for him. My player of the game is Zach LaVine. Pretty straightforward, 36 points, 5 assists. Again, a very, very stellar night for Zach LaVine in all honesty, and one that I hope he can build off of in the future. That's really what we want to see. The Chicago Bulls record is 25-27, back to 2 games below 500, and our next game is at home against the San Antonio Spurs. If I'm not mistaken, the last time we versed the San Antonio Spurs, we lost that game. Obviously, in San Antonio, you would expect that the Bulls should be the favorites at home. These are the games at home that you have to win, very similar to this Portland game. You have to win this game at home, and I expect the Bulls to win this game against the Spurs at home as well. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments below, but thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.